Hey, what's up? It's Peter Rosenberg, ESPN, WWE, Hot 97, all that stuff. I'm live from New York City right now. I'm hanging with Bear the dog, and you're not listening to the worst podcast, but at the same time, it's not the best podcast. No, literally, you're listening to not the best podcast. All right, talking about real life issues, real life things, real talk, real people. All right, not the best podcast. I'm Peter Rosenberg. Peace.
Welcome to the podcast. It's not the best podcast, but the expectations in the name, so you can't say we didn't warn you. Alongside Naldo, alongside Ridge. It's me, the DIZ. What's going on, fellas?
What's
It's
the
good, bro.
word?
It's good, fellas.
What's the word, fellas? What's the word, peoples? How y'all feeling, man?
Good, bro.
Chilling, man.
Another-
Can't complain. Fully vaccinated now.
Yo, the whole team vaxxed up.
Yeah.
The
That's
whole team is vaxxed.
Ultra vax.
Ultra vax. Yo, we like Vaxtron, nigga. We just got vaccinated. We combined, son. I remember it was just Naldo. Me and my
Yo.
man Deuce was halfway through. Now that we hit the finish line, I got a story to tell
Let
you.
me tell you.
Nigga.
You want to go first?
Son, I didn't catch Lafayette though. I'll say that. But it felt like it.
After
It
your
felt
second
like
one?
Lafayette.
Yeah.
After your second shot?
After the second one, man. Like literally, I took the second shot, man. And then I came home and I went to sleep for like 6 hours, like straight. Like I was exhausted. And then day after that, I was like shivering and shaking on the pavement. Like I was like cold as fuck. I had the hoodie on,
That sounds like
walking
Lafayette, bro.
around, knuckles
It
dragging.
definitely sounds like Lafayette.
That
But
sounds
I
like
didn't have
Lafayette.
no temp. I had no temperature. Like my body literally was just shutting down on me, fam. Like I didn't know how to feel. And the feeling like was like slowly going away. It took like 2 days for my shit to be like back to regular.
Damn.
I was fucked, man.
Did you
Like
take-
really bad. Huh?
I mean, if you're comfortable sharing, which one did you take?
Pfizer.
Oh man, you took Pfizer. I took Moderna. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you, yo. So I got the vaccine at like 10 a.m. right, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like all day, I'm running errands and shit. Like
Mhm,
I'm working from home.
mhm,
I'm delivered my cable boxes back to Verizon because I cut the
Mhm.
cord. I'm out here. I'm running errands. I'm good.
Yep.
Get cop some food for dinner. Go pick up little baby, and we ate dinner. About 6:30, I go lay down on the couch. Wake up about an hour later. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm still feeling good.
Mhm.
Go to the bathroom, come out the bathroom, and then something just hit me like a bag of marbles. I was like, oh shit,
He said a
Like,
bag of marbles.
a bag of marbles. I was like, oh, something not right. I go,
Was this from the bathroom?
no. Like after I left the bathroom, and I'm walking back to
Oh.
the couch to go lay down, and I got laid down on the couch. I'm like, oh, I feel cold. Like it's cold here. This is cold.
Mhm,
And then
mhm.
like I got a hoodie and sweatpants on, right? So then like as I laid down on the couch, like the back of my hoodie came up a little bit, like my little tramp stamp area was
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Little tramp stamp area
Little
was
dimple
out.
areas.
And I'm like, oh, I'm like, yo, it's cold. Like it was cold in that one little spot. So I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. So I was about to go get a blanket and lay down. But I was like, you know what, man, I'm about to take my ass to bed at 7:30.
Mhm.
So I laid down in the bed. I got 2 blankets, a sheet, a whole sweatsuit. I got the special socks, not regular socks. I got
Like the
like
hospital socks.
thicker than that.
Shoved in socks.
It's like just in the house sock, in the house
Mhm.
socks that girls be
Mhm.
wearing.
Yeah.
Like it's something like that. They about this thick.
Yeah.
They about thick as a phone book
With
Yeah.
the fur.
with the fur.
Boots with the fur.
Bruh. And I'm still cold and I'm shivering. I feel like I'm going through detox, bruh.
Yes.
Like
yes.
I feel like I'm going through crackhead detox.
Yes.
And I'm just in the bed, just shivering and shaking under 2 blankets, a sheet with a full
Mhm.
sweatsuit on, hoodie on, and all that,
Mhm.
bruh. And I'm shivering and shaking, and I
Mhm.
end up falling asleep. At 8:30, Reg called me,
Yes.
and Reg is like, "Yo, son," because we were supposed to go to the Zoom meeting. He's like, "Yo, you still going to this meeting, yo?"
That was me praying. He said no.
And I was like, honestly, bro, you just woke me up out of my sleep, which I'm not mad about, but I don't know if I'm doing anything else tonight, bro.
I took it at the same time. Yeah, you took
He took it the day
Yeah,
before
like you
me.
took yours at 10. I took mine to like 8:50 that
But
day.
you took yours the day before me though, right? You took
Yeah,
yours on Tuesday.
yeah. I took mine on Tuesday. You
Yeah, I
took
got
yours
mine
on
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest was still fucked up. I was,
Yo, man.
yo,
It was
crazy.
it was the most draining shit, bro. Like, the whole concept is that the first one they introduce your body to it, and the second one, like, it fights it off or something like that.
Yeah.
Nigga, I had a civil war going on in my
Word.
shit, bro.
Word. And then what woke me up, I woke up at like 2 a.m. was like a headache. It felt like somebody put a bullet in my brain, bro.
Bruh.
Yo, I felt like somebody shot me in the head.
Bruh. I had the worst headache, son.
Yeah,
The worst headache.
The pain, the headache woke me up out of my sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to go get a couple Tylenol, threw those back, and then I went back to sleep. And then when I woke up, I felt fine. I'm like, oh, I'm good. But as I'm walking around, like, Jess was like, you know what? I think you should stay home, work from home. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just stay home, work from home.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm moving around, like, I can't, like, I'm not thinking right.
Right.
Like,
foggy as hell.
Yeah. So I had brain fog. Like, I can't think straight. Like, I'm not processing shit like as quickly as I usually process shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I just felt like I wasn't myself for like another 5-6 hours. So it wasn't until like the afternoon when I felt like I was myself again.
You said the right things, because Lacey was just like, yo, so how do you feel? I was like, I just don't feel like myself, yo. Like, literally just said it like, I just don't feel like myself, yo. Like, every body was heavy as hell, just walking around and shit, yo. I feel like I had me on my back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not the wave,
turn
yo.
into zombies, yo.
Probably, we good now. Good now.
You guys might be the outliers that turn into zombies.
Nah, if we would have turned into zombies, it would have happened already. I think it would have happened already, son.
It's not true.
I mean, but at least, hey, listen, we can get on a plane now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, people can still get on planes though without it.
True, but you know what I'm saying? Like, not now you got to get a test again to get back on the plane to go home and all this and that. All you got now just flash a little,
certain concerts you can't get into.
You can't get into certain concerts. Like the NFL draft, the whole front row was people that was fully vaccinated.
Yeah, pumpkin
can't
patch.
get that experience without the vaccination.
Libraries.
Right.
I completely just made that up.
I know. And I'm co-signing everything just because I'm vaccinated. Yup.
Yeah. Yep.
Yup. Yeah, man. So you know what I mean? The three amigos, y'all. We vaxxed up.
Here come Northern with his bullshit like he's not vaccinated.
I am vaccinated.
I know, but you gonna come with like bad bullshit like, yo, y'all niggas XYZ.
Yeah. So I actually going to say, like thinking about it, I was having a discussion with my cousins the other day and talking about like how there's starting to feel like some type of bias and like people feel, I guess, the oh man, I can't think of the words right now.
It's that brain fog from that vaccination.
Probably what it is. But I guess people feel like they're entitled now to kind of know what if you're vaccinated or not. Like the whole like dialogue of it, like, are you vaccinated? Yeah. That's so intrusive, and I don't think it is. Like just because we're vaccinated, it does create some type of like barriers. Even now, we're talking about like, yo, I did it, now I could go on a flight and I could do this, and it makes me be able to have access to things more than you and all that. Yeah. And it's like, man, it's there's gonna be like health discrimination now.
I'm telling you right now, when it comes to education, it's gonna be just like, you know what I'm saying, when the kids go to school, like, do you have your measles, mumps, rubella, and COVID vaccinations?
Yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah, Kane, you can't return back unless you're fully vaccinated.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So like, if you're not vaccinated, you gotta do everything online.
I guess.
If they even offer those classes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and if they even want you to come on the online classes because you're not vaccinated from home, you might give them a virus through the computer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man, do you think it's kind of crazy now? People are just like so open to share their medical history and medical information.
People are posting their shit on their social media shits. I know. Man. Like,
it's wild to me. And I don't blame people for not wanting to get it or wanting to get it. Like, do what you want to do. At the end of the day, it's your choice, your body, your choice. People can't tell you what to do. This is my stance. But I just find it very weird that we've come into these times now where all of a sudden everyone cares if people are vaccinated or not. Meanwhile, people are out here still doing unhealthy shit, and there's shit that we partake in every day that's killing people by the thousands and millions
Yeah.
that no one cares about.
You know what I mean? Listen. Well, hey man, I just remember that back in the day. I said back in the day like it was like 15 years ago where we was talking about how, son, I don't know about this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know about this vax. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They talked about it for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody want to have it. Now look, all three of us sharing our vax stories.
But like just like you guys, the reason I got it is just so I could have access to things. Like I want to be able to fly and go places and visit people and congregate and do all that stuff. You know what I mean? But then there's people who, you know, like we've said this, have been living like that this whole time. You know, and I guess they haven't experienced COVID, or they have, and they've gotten it and gotten over it. So you know, everyone's experience with it is different. So you can't really blame people for getting it and not getting it.
Yeah.
It's just
but you still have to exercise some level of caution, right? Because the vaccine doesn't stop you from getting it.
Yeah.
You know, it just stops you from dying from it.
Right. I had to explain to the kids in my job, like just because you have it don't mean you can't catch it.
Right.
It just means that like you may not die and it might not be. They're just trying to keep you out the hospital. They're trying to keep hospital numbers down. Like you know what I'm saying? So wear your mask anyway, nigga.
Yeah, you're right. Wash your hands, wear your
a year
mask.
later, still talk about the same shit. Wear your mask.
Right.
Wear your mask.
It's about to be over though.
Yeah.
Aren't mask mandates ending and all that?
Yo, I just got a post or something from Governor Murphy, man. Like he not necessarily taking masks away, but like as far as numbers going about indoor events, outdoor events, shit like that, all that's going up now. Like
that matters.
you can do you go have a prom. Like you said, go to the party. Like you know what I mean? Football's about to be in full swing this year. Like you know what I'm saying? Like insane, son. Insane. So are you guys gonna, you know, be a little bit more liberal with your decisions to going out and all this and that and shit?
Nope.
Me neither.
I mean, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm very happy with the way things are. COVID.
I'm not saying I'm happy, man, because it's certain shit that you want to enjoy, right? Like you want to, like you go over somebody's house now, right? That you know, love, like you want to hang out and this and that. But there's like this air of caution, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a dance that you do when you in there. Like, how comfortable are you? Like, do we take our masks off? Like, you know, this and that and the third. And it's like this level of discomfort with the time that it is. Even like for Mother's Day, man. Like, you know, I linked up with some of my aunts and everybody's vaccinated, but everybody had their masks real close and tight, like just in case, like waiting for that first person to cough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, man. It's a weird ass time. Weird ass time.
And then I was gonna say, even on the flip side, then you have like I've heard this company in Florida where like if you get vaccinated, they're not gonna hire you. Like if you're vaccinated,
what?
Like they're just not gonna hire you. But you know, Florida things.
Florida's ass backwards, like
backwards, bro. So they're gonna not hire you if you are vaccinated?
Yeah.
What kind of fuckery?
Backwards shit is that?
It's the world we're living in, guys.
Nah, that's the Florida
state
you live in.
State you living in.
I'm sure it's not the only place,
bruh.
You mean like Alabama, maybe? The surrounding area, like the Florida shore type shit.
If COVID hasn't taught you anything, is that Florida is no different than the rest of America.
What?
No, this taught me everything in Florida is very different from the rest of America.
I don't even know what the logic is behind that statement.
That shit was crazy.
Whatever it is not true, factual, or correct.
It's the fog brain. It's the brain fog. Yeah. It's the brain fog.
Yeah. COVID has taught us that Florida is just like everywhere else.
Florida is the same.
Opposite. Florida just lets me. Florida just reconfirms that it's not like everywhere else.
All you guys are just in denial. Jersey is just as crazy as Florida is.
Negative.
Right? Nah.
Yes, it is.
It's not. No. But
negative.
It's not.
It is. The news just isn't reported up there like it is here.
What?
The
news isn't reported like it is there. We have laws here that allow the news to
Are you comparing New Jersey to like Korea? Like we get news on us too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the numbers have gone up and they've been talking about it in New Jersey, man. But it's just The difference between that and Florida is that like they talking about Florida and you see millions of people on Ocean and Collins like together, mouth open, coughing each other's faces. That's not happening in Jersey.
And wrestling on the beach.
And wrestling on the beach.
Wrestling cops on the beach.
Letting people out of cop cars.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not happening.
Those are your people.
Nope.
Those are
not
your
people. Those are not people from Florida. People from Florida, people from here don't go to South Beach and hang out on the beach. It doesn't happen.
When that wild ass spring break shit was going on, they were saying that like it was equal amount of people from out of town and local Floridians that were indulging in that.
Let me tell you
foolery.
something. Where there's college co-eds, there's niggas from Florida.
Everywhere in the country.
Let me tell you, because if they know they gonna be there, they gonna be there too.
Florida man gonna be there.
Because if it was me, and I was from Florida, and I knew where the let out was.
I knew where the let out was.
I would be there. I would be there.
If I knew where the let out was, I'm in the building.
It wasn't people from Florida. I don't care what you guys say.
All right, cool.
Cool. Out-of-towners.
It was a lot of gold mouths out there.
It was a lot of locks and gold.
A lot of four-headed lock monsters out there.
A lot of Edra Jameses out there.
Facts.
Reg got locks.
A lot of trick daddies.
Look at that. Reg got locks.
But my shits are separated.
He has multiple locks, not one.
I have multiple, not 6. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gunplay. Like,
what does that mean? Just because you got multiple locks don't mean.
Yes, it does mean.
It means a lot.
It does.
It's a major difference.
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Why?
What's the difference?
You live down there, although you know the 6 lock monsters out there.
I actually have somebody
a Laffy Taffy girl out of his head.
I actually have somebody who I work with who got the locks all bunched together like that. They got like 6, 7 locks.
Then you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's like
it's nothing. Where you live at though?
Huh?
Where you live at though?
In Miami Gardens.
Oh, all right. That's Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, all right,
okay.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
What you guys saying?
It's some Florida shit.
Oh, but you're saying like it's a bad thing.
What do you mean?
We're not saying it's bad. We're saying it's a Florida team.
Yeah, we know where you from when your hair looks like that. We know where you from.
From the South. You probably could be from Alabama or Georgia.
No, you live in Alabama and Georgia, but you're from Florida.
Like you went to Alabama football scholarship and
and
you just stayed there.
You just relocated.
Relocated.
Anyways.
Right.
Oh man, so
that was good.
Yeah, we went off a little bit of a tangent there, but
that was fun.
Isn't all our shows a tangent?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So we wanted, huh?
I said yeah.
Today we wanted to actually bring up the topic of self-identity. I guess even this kind of coincides with what we were just talking about of the locks and everything, and how people identify you or how you identify yourself through I guess your physical characteristics. Is that how you identify as and stuff? And even like you guys, how do you, if someone would say like, tell me about yourself, what are like your main characteristics or key things that you would bring up? I'm actually interested because I don't think we ever had conversations like this before. I don't think I ever got to know you guys. You get how you get to know, like you go on a date, you get to know girls, you ask like specific questions of like what their morals are and like their values and like long-term goals. Like we've never had those conversations as friends.
You
know
That's true though. Like I mean,
it is. That is.
We should have made this a 20 questions episode.
Yeah. So it's just like I don't know, things you I think people should talk about a little bit more now, especially. I mean, that's what this whole last year has taught me. I guess that there's more to life than the superficial stuff that
the surface stuff.
Yeah, the surface stuff that we all chase and try to fill our lives with. Because at the end of the day, man, what are we here for? Like, what's the purpose? You know what I mean? If we're not
purpose
in it, we're all here together, all trying to fight to survive. Everyone's going through something. Our brains are moving a million miles an hour, like thoughts and everything.
It's interesting, man. Like it makes me think, like, how did we make it this far? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, between me and Deuce has been like '03, I known him, and then Naldo '04. So it's kind of like we got 18, 17 years of the game,
Mhm.
and we gotten real close, but like, what's the depth? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't think we're a superficial group, though. I think we know a lot of each other and things of that nature. But
I
like,
think
man,
it's just conversation that men just typically don't have.
Yeah.
You
right,
know, unless you're
right.
dealing with somebody who's a mentor or somebody who's in the same spaces as you professionally.
Hmm.
You don't usually or typically have those conversations.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird, but we think about it all the time. I don't know about you guys. I always think
Mm.
about, like, like, am I on the right path right now? Is this what I want to always continue to do?
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
you know what I mean? Like, what's
Yo,
the next
Hmm.
plan and everything?
that's a daily conversation with
Oh yeah.
self.
Oh yeah. And things get tricky. As you grow older, and then you start, you know, you get married and you incorporate someone else in your life. So then you got to consider them and their goals in life, because
Hmm.
you have to make sure that those things coincide with yours.
Hmm.
You can't have somebody who maybe he's a musician and wants to travel the world, and you're not interested in doing those things, and you are, a homebody who accountant or librarian, and those
Hmm.
are things that you're interested in or considering. So yeah, so I mean, things are trickier as you get older, because then once you meet somebody and you ultimately get married, you have to make sure that your goals coincide with theirs, and then once you have children, right? So then
Yeah,
you have to kind of refocus your perspective, and then look at it in that
I think
regard,
that's
right?
something that kind of evolves too over time, right? Because it's like the way we were thinking about it at like 25 is not the same way. Like, if I can only speak for myself, like, you know what I'm saying? When in my early 20s, mid 20s, like, it changed
Mm-hmm.
all the way up until now. It's still changed. It's changed from then.
Mm-hmm.
What I see, what I want, things of that nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously those external factors, like, you having a wife, trying to start a family, their goals, my goals, the time that you're in, like, what's going on financially, things of that nature. All that stuff are like kind of factors that make those goals constantly change and shift. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's yeah, man, that's interesting, bro. Like, I'd like to know where you guys are at, man.
I mean, I think with me, so this past year it's been like up and down and stuff with just, I guess, mentally, emotionally, and just like reevaluating every possible thing in life. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I find myself like I'm someone who likes to create, but I don't like monotony. Uh, I like to be able to have like a change in routine. I like change. It's something that I enjoy, being able to hop from project to project and work on different things, keep my mind stimulated.
I think
Um,
that's something that we both knew about you already.
I also like a little bit of solitude, which is something that, like, although I'm a social person, but I do enjoy being by myself at
Hmm.
times, and kind of being in isolation a little bit. But then I yearn for like mingling and being around people like my family and my friends. So to me, it's always like, why is it that we go back and forth, back and forth? Like, what is it that we really want and really are looking for to make us happy? And it's just, I guess realizing it, it's just us having to find that balance of knowing that, there are things that make us unhappy, and then we have to find the silver lining and try to find the
Hmm.
happiness in it. It's just a constant battle, because when you think about it all the time, it's like, man, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, today I took a mental health day. I didn't go to work today. I just wanted to like stay home and just like really recharge. Like, I felt like shit when I woke up this morning, and I was like, you know what, I think my body just needs to like stay home and just like recharge and chill for the day, and that's what I did, and it felt great. Like, I was able to like, like shift my perspective a little bit, and kind of like, you know re-motivate myself a little bit, and kind of just think about why I'm on the journey I'm on, the good things, the bad things, yeah, all of it.
Hmm. Took the opportunity just to kind of meditate on it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Those mental health days are so important, bro.
yeah, because if you
Yeah.
don't take time to meditate on it, your mind's just racing, and you don't get to really actually complete the thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it could leave you in bad spaces.
Hmm.
Um,
It's something about the unknown, right? And like not having the ability to um categorize or itemize your thoughts and like put things in perspective, man. Like when your mind is racing and it continues to do so without taking that pause to, write some shit down, like, put thought to paper and like really find out where you are and center yourself, dude. Like that shit can it could weigh heavy, man. Like mental health is real, man. It's like, as black men, it's something that it's kind of you're taught to like keep your head down and keep moving, right? But like that's what a machine does. Like, what I'm saying? And we're not machines, bro. Like, what I'm saying? There is a lot more to us, especially when it comes to having free thought and having goals and being ambitious. Like you need a second to reevaluate,
Yeah, I think I find myself having so many thoughts in my head,
Yes.
and so not only thoughts but like potential outcomes and scenarios of decisions
Mm-hmm.
that, you know what I mean.
mm-hmm.
And I think it's been a very long time since my head has just been like free.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just like I feel like my brain is filled with like there's no space available. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things to think about, so many things to consider, so many people to consider. You know, work. You know, family. All the things that they're incorporated with that. You know, money. Financials.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you're just thinking about like, what do I want to do next? What am I doing now? How can I make this better? If I make this decision, how does that affect me down the road? How does that affect us down the road, family
Mm-hmm.
wise? How does, you know what I mean? All these things. And it's like, oh, I feel like I want to do this and I want to do this immediately, but is it better for me to wait
Mm-hmm.
until, a couple months down the road, a couple years down the road?
Mm-hmm.
What if I don't have the same opportunities then that I have now?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All those things like are constantly running through my brain. And like until something happens that makes the decision for me,
Right.
or it comes to a point where there's like a deadline and like, all right, this decision has to be made. Like I feel like I'm always plagued with all of those different things,
Yeah.
and I'm
That's,
constantly thinking about, like, I'm showering, I'm thinking about it, I'm taking a shit, I'm thinking about it, I'm
yeah.
watching TV and I'm thinking about it, like I'll
Yeah.
just zone off, start thinking about something else. I'll be
Yeah.
driving and I'm thinking about the other thing, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm. That
and it's,
mental train,
I know
son.
yeah.
exactly what you mean, bro.
100%.
Yeah.
And like I've learned to live with it though. So I'll give you a perfect example. So Sunday I'm driving, right? And when I'm driving in the car with my wife, it's like a fucking nightmare anyway. But like I'm driving and I guess like I I zoned off, right? Thinking about something, and like I'm used to it in a way that like I still can react to the things going on
Autopilot.
around. Yeah, it's exactly that's
Autopilot.
what it is. It's autopilot. But I can react to things going around because number one, I'm always very aware of my surroundings, like whether or
Mm-hmm.
not I seem like I'm paying attention. Like I can tell you what somebody's wearing 30 feet away from me, color
Yeah.
wise, and things like that, because like I'm always like I'm all like it's like I don't know if it's a football thing, but like my head is always on a swivel, and like I always like notice what's going on
I
You
think
around
it's
don't
an
me.
want to get ear hold, kid.
Mm.
I think it's an anxiety thing.
Yeah,
'Cause I
well,
do. I have it too. I think it's an
I do
anxiety.
too. I do too.
but I'm driving, and then like I guess like there's a little bit of traffic, so I get like I guess the people in front of me were braking, and like I didn't brake in a way that typical people would brake,
Mm-hmm.
so she got nervous and like she kind of like screamed out, and like I got upset because I'm like, what's the
I
problem?
got it.
And she's like, they've been breaking for X about like, I'm like, but I got it. You know what I mean? Because this how I live. That's like I process things in a different way. I feel that typical people do.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Or at least you feel you do.
Yeah,
Or I feel I do.
because you know what, I feel like that too. And then like
Yes.
listening to you, I'm like,
Uh,
oh, these are all the same spidey senses that I have.
Right,
Spidey
right,
senses.
right.
uh,
Right.
but it's crazy how I get zoned off, but I still know everything that's going on around me.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost like sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're having this kind of situation happen in your head, but you're still aware of your surroundings,
Yeah,
right?
it's
But,
almost like outer body because it's
yeah.
like my body will go into autopilot, but then like I feel like there's 10 of me outside of my body that is walking
Yes.
around,
Yes.
like just taking like mental visual pictures of everything going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm a superhero or
Nah, you
No,
just
it's just your
you
body.
just yeah.
It's your body reacting in survival mode of like knowing
Mhm.
what's its surrounding, like being aware of like what's coming next and all that stuff.
Mhm.
It's just the way, yeah, you survive. I think it has to do with anxiety. I
Mhm.
mean, because that's when I really feel it's like when I'm driving. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if I'm somewhere just chilling, I don't think I'm as aware of my surroundings or not. But when I'm driving specifically,
Mhm.
that's where I'm super aware of everything that's going on around me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when a lot of like thoughts are happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Mhm.
things where you're just like thinking and your mind's racing and what I'm gonna do next, and on your way to work, on your way from work, like
Mhm.
reevaluating the day and like how, you know, like, is this what I'm gonna do forever? How long is this for?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and even when you guys, you know, like you talk about like chasing goals and stuff, like, man, I really commend people who can tap all the way into life and like chase their success every
Mhm.
moment, every second of the
Right.
day, because that is something that
Not
is
me.
exhausting, man.
It's
It
No.
not
is.
me. I can't.
No, I
No.
can't. I
I
can't. And
can't.
sometimes I beat myself over it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, why can't you do that? Like, you know, like
Mhm.
you could really accomplish anything you want if you really just like put your mind to it and go get it every second of the day. And to me, sometimes it's like, man, do I
Sometimes
really want to
though,
do that though?
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes
Like.
making that decision is just so like it's like you talk about people that are so successful in the thing that they choose to be successful at, right?
Mhm.
And there's like this laser focus that they have on that one thing, like, right? So like to tap into, I guess, like a little bit of my anxiety is like what Deuce was talking about earlier, where you shift from, how your next decision affects you, where you have to change that word to we.
Mhm.
Like, you dig what I'm saying? So it's kind of like all of a sudden relationships, like, you know what I'm saying, like long term, and like any decision that either one of us make is going to affect, you know what I'm saying, your spouse, or in Deuce's case, your kids as well, right? So it's like, damn, like how do I do this without rupturing what we got going on right now? Like, you know what I mean? Like I have goals and aspirations and things that I want to do personally, but that's gonna cause a break in what's been working for me now. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where that anxiety kind of like resides. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
And I'm also a person that's very impulsive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if I see something, like for instance, right? I just joined the NAACP like on a whim,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, you know, like I saw that they were having an event, and they were like, "Oh, you pay for the event, you pay an extra such and such dollars, you can become a member." So I did it. But now it's like, oh, like I really feel like I can bring value to this organization. Like it's, things that I believe in. Like these are principles and values that like I live by, and we should all live by.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to be more involved in it. But then here, that's me getting involved in another organization,
Right.
that is going to ultimately depend on me to do certain tasks and perform certain duties and have responsibilities that is going to take me away from doing other things. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but that's the way I've always functioned.
At the same time,
Yeah.
it's something, if you want it bad enough though, you know, like it gives you the opportunity to propel you
Mhm.
into a position probably that you'd like, because you're someone who joins
Mhm.
several organizations
Mhm.
that you know that work towards a common good.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's someone who likes to be involved in like, you know, community organizations. And I feel
Mhm.
like if you've had aspirations of, you know, you've said we're like, oh, you know, I could see myself being like a town council or like
Mhm.
mayor or something like that. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And even like, I guess putting yourself in these community organizations and really putting in that work is something that could put you in that position to be mayor. But it's just like, damn, how bad do I really want to be mayor? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
do I want to
Exactly.
like dedicate all of
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
time and like networking and like going
Mhm.
to events
Yeah.
and like
Yep.
fundraisers and all that stuff,
Yeah.
you know, to
Mhm.
really put myself in a position where I'm in I'm a impact. I've made an impact in my community, and I'm a
Mhm.
notable person in my community. But it's like,
Right.
man,
Like it's all the footwork that goes into even getting to the point where you have the option to do so, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, do I want to commit so much of myself to that? You know what I mean?
Right.
And how much of committing myself to that takes away from my family. How
That's
much
the
of
that's
how
where
much
I
of,
would, that's it.
Or your soul. Like
yeah,
takes
I
away
was
from
gonna
your
say,
soul.
Or
yeah,
your
your
soul.
soul. The how much does it take away from the other organizations that you're in? How much does it take away from something that may pop up that you really want to do?
That you
You know what
really
I
want
mean?
to do, yeah.
Yeah,
Something else
Just
that you
or
want to
just
give.
your own personal free time.
Yeah,
Like, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
that's what I mean.
Like,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this morning I actually felt kind of guilty for like taking a person today because
every day.
all the time it's like, man, I don't even know why. Because it's not like I'm far from a lazy person who like slacks or
Mhm.
anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
but still, when I feel like I could go to work today, I could actually go to work today if I really wanted to. But it's like, no, man, I feel like it's okay for me to take off today and earn it. It's
Was it one of those conversations you had to have with yourself, like, no, though, you deserve this day, bro? Like,
yeah,
I
for
just,
sure.
Yeah,
yeah, and
for
that
sure.
happens
Hmm.
whenever that mental health day comes, like, because it's a straw that breaks the camel's back. You think to yourself, "Look, if I go to work there and punch somebody in the face, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I gotta,
Or I'm not
I
gonna be
gotta
productive.
sit down,
Right.
or just not be
I'm
productive,
just gonna sit there and just not really be in a state of mind to get
Mhm.
anything done to
or you'll
create.
be a waste, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, even when you have, it's so sad, dude, when you need time for yourself and you have to convince yourself of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
that's critical, bro. Like, and there's some people that are like, fuck that, man. I'm taking a day. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
not think nothing of it. But
Hmm.
like, when you have people relying on you and you got all these responsibilities, it's hard, bro. Like,
I think it comes from though. I think it comes from our parents because I think our parents were the same way.
yeah,
And I
Sure.
think
yep.
that we're all first generation American here, so I think that our parents probably came up in a way that like they had jobs where they were dependent on, and
Sometimes several jobs, dude.
yes, sometimes several jobs, and it wasn't like mental health was a thing back then. So it was like
Nope.
when they had those feelings, it was like I got to go to work. Like there's nothing wrong with me. I'm healthy.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
as long as I'm healthy and I can stand on 2 feet and work,
Yeah.
like I'm going to work. You know
I'm
what I
just
mean?
tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
You know?
tired. I can get through it. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
And I think that American culture, it is predicated so much on this idea of working and overworking, and it's not that way in other cultures.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, they have a statistic that goes on, especially when it comes to education. And when people actually reach their retirement age and they stop working, they die shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You dig what I'm saying? Not even being able to reap the benefits that they work so hard to get
Mm-hmm.
for that time, right?
So,
To me, that's insane.
yeah. It's
To
something
me,
else I
that's
think about.
incredibly insane.
Like, how can I get myself in a position where I can be like rich and not have to work for the rest of my life?
You
But I
know,
guess
or even
if you,
comfortable, not even
huh?
rich, not
Not
even
even
rich,
rich. Not
Yeah,
even
just
not even
rich.
rich.
comfortable enough where
Hmm.
you don't have to work. You know.
But I was thinking about what Red said before when thinking about like your goals and stuff and like what drives you to go get it. But I think that's a very good thing is like when you take the I out of it and start thinking about we, you know what I mean? Like think
Hmm.
about like your relationships. We all have girls here, you know what I mean? And thinking about the lives you've built together, you know what I mean? And like
Hmm.
wanting to get that even better, like
Hmm.
to improve and gain more things, I guess, bigger house, better whatever. Bigger house to me is the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
um but yes, like that's, I guess that is the motivation, is to be eventually have that nice home with the pool and in Florida with palm trees and mango trees and coconut trees and
But then
backyard and
it's like those people that actually have that, but they can't even enjoy it.
because they have to work so much, like you're
Exactly,
exhausted.
bro.
You're exhausted by the time you get
Exactly.
home.
Exactly. And that's like the quote unquote American dream is to have like the big house, the white picket fence, and the swing in the front and all that bull, right? Like, so it's like, you're taught you got to break your back to get there, but to keep it, you got to keep breaking it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit is just, it's a never ending rat race, bro.
It's never ending.
So you talk about like what Deuce just said, just trying to live comfortably, but like, what's the definition of comfortable for some?
Mm-hmm.
It depends what your, what it is you value. I think what your
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle is. If
Mm-hmm.
like if you like being fresh, you got to keep making that money to get, be able to keep that fresh, clean lifestyle. It's
Right.
just,
Or if you want to travel, you gotta make money. You gotta get that COVID shot, even if
yeah.
you don't want to.
Hmm.
Yeah,
True, man.
that's another thing too, man. It's like when you retire, you want to make sure that like you
Hmm.
enjoy retirement. Like you don't want
Right.
to retire just to live in that house that you work so hard for the rest of your life, and
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
die in it. You know, you want to be able to go travel the world and see things, but that shit is expensive, yo.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
You know?
It's expensive.
Especially when you're not making an income like you were
Right.
before.
Right. And the other thing is that, like, say you do want to, like, when you switch that conversation or that thought from I to we, right? And you want to make a move. Sometimes that investment in your idea is one that makes you take a couple steps back. You dig what I'm saying? There's a point where you kind of have to take a hit in order to take those 10 steps forward, right? And are you prepared to do that at that point? Like, you know what I mean? That's its own form of anxiety right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you watch Shark Tank all the time, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
People come up with these great ideas, and then it's like, well, tell us your story. Like, I quit my job, I cashed out my 401k.
Yeah.
You know, I did X, Y, Z. You know, I borrowed X amount of money from my mom. I did, you know what I mean? And you're like, damn, like these people are, you know, risking it all for this product. For this one product or this one service or whatever it is, and they believe in it, and like 50% of that time, that shit sucks.
Yeah. Like you sitting there pitching your whole life to 5 people that hold your future in their hands.
Yeah.
And they could all just say no.
But you know what? I think that's one instance in Shark Tank because like they have it like that. But in reality, you know, if you really just have, if you have a solid 1,000 people following you and investing in your product or whatever it is, you're actually pretty successful. Like 1,000 people who consistently buy a product from you who are investing in, it depends on your product.
Yeah, because you may have a product that you only buy once, right? You know what I mean? So, you know, if you're not gonna, you may have 1,000 people that buy your product, but
you're gonna be good for a year.
Yeah. You know, that's not long-term sustainability.
You gotta make another product, bro. You can't just live.
You gotta make another product. But so, then there goes the pressure again.
Yeah, there goes the pressure, right? Because
not even that. Or you find a new market. You know what I mean? Like now we have the global market where you could branch off and go to any country, any other market. So it is. I mean, change is just something that just, I guess, provokes anxiety. So there's uncertainty. You know, I guess being true to yourself and knowing who you are is what helps you overcome that. You know, knowing that what you're doing is what really calls to you. You know, so it's like what's your passion? Not even your passion, because I don't know if we all can. No, I don't know if this passion is a whole thing. You know, I'm passionate about a lot of things, but are they some of them?
Can you monetize that?
Yeah, I don't see how some of them I can monetize.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean that's my biggest problem is because I don't feel like I have any particular skill that I could monetize, and I mean I'm definitely not an inventor, so it's not a product that I've created, you know, either. But you know, I don't know.
Son, like I dream about this baking thing.
Do you really?
I do, bro. Like I have hardcore like dreams about like being my own. And son, what the craziest part about it is, like what I said before, is the fact that like I've changed as far as like my entrepreneurial mind. Like, you dig what I'm saying? To where it's just like, yo, I never thought I could do this. So for instance, like for Mother's Day, like I baked like hella fucking cookies, bro. Like hella cookies. Brought them to my aunts and all this and that. Yo, them shits are gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted people to taste and see what's going on. And I was letting them know this was my idea, yo. And they're just like, yo, you can do this. Like, yo, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and it's something that I feel as though I could do. And like out of nowhere, my cousin comes by and she's like giving me all these websites on seminars on how to start your own business and things of that nature. And like it's something that I feel like I really, really, really could do. And I have a concept behind how I want to do it.
You definitely could do it, and I think you have the personality to match whatever concept it is that you want to do.
But it's literally
doing it,
taking that. It's just doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Doing it. But not even just doing it, having the balls to do it, and I have support from my wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's out there, like she's trying to help me come up with like business models and and logos and all this and that. And it's just like literally like I have a lot of stuff that I'm sitting on, and it's just a matter of taking that step. Like, is this going to be lucrative? I think my biggest thing is I'm afraid of failure, because that doesn't happen to me often. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not sounding like an asshole, but like, I rarely do something and it's like, yo, man, like this is not gonna, no, like that doesn't happen for me. Like, so we'll see, bro. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I encourage you to do it. I think it would be great. I definitely support you.
Mhm.
I don't know, me. I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy not having the monotony. So some days I could wake up and I just want to like be an exercise guru today. Some days I want to go and like walk around and like do art and stuff and like visit that scene. Some days I want to wake up and like teach people stuff and teach kids things. Some days I want to wake up and make connections and create like relationships and stuff, which my job before allows me to do all of that. Um, it's just keeping that mindset of like, is this doing it for someone else? Is it the right thing, or is doing it for myself?
Voila.
You know what I mean? It's just like I could do this on my own and not have to like report to a job 9 to 5 every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like 10 to 6, whatever.
You was probably just born in the wrong era. You probably should have been born in the Renaissance era.
You know what? That's actually why I admire my little brother, because I don't know how he does it, man. This guy just wakes up and he's able to like he lives, he figures it out. Like he's an artist, he has projects, people pay him for things, and then sometimes he doesn't work. Like sometimes he just wakes up and goes to the basketball court and shoots hoops. I'm like, man, it's great.
Once again, it's the life.
Yeah. It is, but it isn't, because then there's days I'm sure where like you're struggling, not knowing where your next income is going to come, where your next check is going to come. So there is
you can't get sick.
You can't get sick.
Got to be grateful for having a job, having health insurance, all that stuff.
And that's where like the crossroads happen.
Yeah.
What you're so used to having: a steady check, 9 to 5, insurance, stability, comfort, to break all that into, I'm about to just go do my own thing. Independence, like complete and utter independence, which the idea of is magnificent, fam. Being able to break away from a system, right? Taking the red pill, doing you, but fuck, like you leaving behind a lot.
And even if you do become successful, right now you got to worry about providing all of those things to somebody else, right? Provide somebody else with health insurance. You got to figure out how to how you're going to finance all of these things to make your business successful, and then you got to start worrying about people to to work for you and all that stuff. Like that shit becomes a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's scary, dude. It's scary to be out on your own, dude.
No one prepares you for life, man. You just gotta make it happen and figure it out as you go, literally as you go.
And it's like, do I just do this for like the next 40 years, 35 years? Like have that conversation with myself for the next 35 years.
Yeah.
And until you get to a point where you're just like, oh shit, like it's retire time.
Yeah.
And then you just look at what you got and you're just like, fuck it.
You know what builds the most anxiety for me, bro, is at the end of the day having that regret. You know what I'm saying? Like
for sure.
At the end of the day, having the regret that like, yo, son, I had a chance to do something great and I didn't pull the trigger.
I could have done that.
That shoulda, coulda, woulda shit is real, man. And the reasons being is because like we have so many examples of people that was like, if I could do it all over again, like, god damn, dude, like I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
For sure, man. That's so real right there. Because you already know what your goals are. You know what it is that you want. Like what you want your life to be as you get older. And like, if you don't apply yourself now and make the sacrifices to go chase those things, man, life is going to pass you by, and you're going to be back looking like, damn, I could have did that. I should have did that. Like I dedicated my whole life to not something that I wanted to do. But yeah, man, just every day, man, you just got to wake up and just be grateful for the things you have and be like, today I'm gonna just wake up and keep working towards that goal.
Yeah.
But we all fighting the same struggle. I'm happy we had this talk, because sometimes I'll be thinking, man, I'm wrapped up in my whole head going through this.
No. Like literal comfort. The way Deuce was explaining how like, oh, bro, like I'll just be riding and have like this train of thought that starts off with me thinking about, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to do this and that today, to damn, why am I doing this to myself? Like, damn, son, like I really need to change to like, what is that change going to be? And it's like, I have this idea. Before you know it, you at work and you can't even think about that shit because
No, you can't.
you at your 9 to 5 that you're trying to plan on getting out of.
Right.
And then on your way home, you're looking at other people in their car, be like, "Yo, what are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about?
Yeah, I've been there.
Are you thinking about what I'm thinking about? What's going on? How's your life, bro?
Yeah. Like, yeah, what does this nigga do for
Like, yo, is he working on his own?
Like, you got this nice car. Like,
Uh-huh.
is it just as like, I guess, strenuous to chase whatever it is you're chasing as it is mine? Like,
and the other part is this though, like say for instance, you do end up reaching that goal of pure and utter independence, and the way Deuce is saying, like, you got other things that you got to worry about then too, right? Like, and you end up in that spot like, should have stayed in my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I should have stayed in my regular shit. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
you can say like, oh, I don't want to have that thought of regret, and then you get there and then like, shit, I did everything I said I wanted to do, but I regret not keeping my insurance because I'd be living a lot longer.
I'll be honest with you, like with some of this new stuff that I'm working on, that's probably my biggest thing in my mind. Is like, yo, like, what if I go do this other thing and it's like not what I think it is or what I wanted, or what I expected, and then I just should have stayed where the fuck I was at. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know.
Maybe the moral of the story is we just need to grow balls and just like lose sleep and just do everything.
Yeah, because you know what, at the end of the day, man, you always have an option. We always have an option.
But the fear is that, is it the right one?
But the thing is, it's always better to have options than to have
facts.
Options.
100%.
But what if your current option, the next option, is not better than the current option? You don't find that out till it's too late. But then you have other options that aren't as good as your original option.
It's just got it's good to have those options still.
I mean, it's great to have options for sure.
You ever go to a restaurant, right, where they only got like 6 things on the menu?
We walked out of one this weekend.
And then you go somewhere to, like, for instance, like Cheesecake Factory. That got a goddamn Bible of options. And you're like, yo, what am I like? What?
Yo, I was just having this conversation the other day with somebody about how Cheesecake Factory's fucking menu is so fucking big.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bro. Like,
and it changes.
I haven't been there in years.
Yes.
I haven't been there in years either, but I always order the same thing.
Which I just found out today, actually.
So then what happens when you go to Cheesecake Factory that one time and they don't have that anymore?
That's happened to be at Olive Garden. I stopped going to Olive Garden.
Because they ain't had that steak gorgonzola.
Yo, Olive Garden, you're dead to me. Olive Garden, you're dead to me. I was like, yeah. I told the waitress, like, I'm never coming back here. I was like, I don't care what y'all got. You will not see me back in here. I haven't been to Olive Garden in like 3 years.
Bring that shit back and we could talk.
Yeah, I went on my birthday too. I was so disappointed.
Worst birthday ever.
It was. I was like, yo, you're dead to me. All of you, you're all dead to me. I wrote a complaint to Olive Garden on the website.
That's so funny.
Well, that's the podcast. Like, follow, subscribe, wherever you get your podcast. Rate us, review us, all that good stuff. Don't forget to share.
Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share.